Welcome to Thinner Peace in Menopause and Beyond. This is Dr. Deb Butler, Master Life and Weight Coach, and as always, your coach. Today is episode number 216. Get out of here. Stay tuned. Hey, everybody. How are you today? Oh my gosh, it's a beautiful day here. I am a nature lover, if you don't know that by now. And oh my gosh, everything is blooming. It's warm. It's beautiful. And when I'm through talking to you today, I am going to go get my hiking clothes on and I am going to go grab my husband and we are going to go out into the woods and we are going to have a picnic and we are going to go for a nice long walk and enjoy this beautiful day. There is nothing better for me. And I don't know about you, but for me, there is nothing better than getting out in nature to calm my crazy mind down. I don't know about your mind, but sometimes my mind gets crazy. And sometimes after I'm through working with a couple clients and doing a podcast like I'm doing with you right now, I am so ready to calm everything down and to relax my body and do a reconnection. No better way to do it for me than going out into nature. What's it like for you? What do you do? How do you bring yourself back? Something to think about. I really want you to think about that. It's not really what I'm talking about today, but I'm sitting here looking out in my woods and thinking about my day today. So I think it's always good to know, how do you bring yourself back and what do you enjoy? But what I really want to talk to you about today is actually two things. The first is, if you have not reviewed my podcast, then my first request here on this podcast is to please go to iTunes and review it for me. There are so many downloads on this podcast, it does not reflect the amount of reviews, which means many of you are listening to this podcast and I'm hoping really enjoying it, but you're not reviewing it. And if you're not reviewing it, you're not spreading the good word. And it is the best way I know of to thank me is because when you review it, then Apple decides to show it to more people so that when you're looking for weight loss and you're looking for menopause and you're looking for mindfulness, it's going to pop up. And the reason it pops up is because there are people that have reviewed it and it makes it more popular. So if you have not reviewed it and you are loving it, please go to Apple, go to iTunes and review it. It's really pretty simple to do. And I'm not going to go over it with you today because I know you're smart enough to do it, but I would love for you to do it. Now, the other thing that I want to talk to you about today is really important because it has a lot to do with urges. And I know a lot of you struggle with it. I'm doing a essentials group class right now, and it is going so beautifully. And I'm getting so many great questions. But one of the things that I notice a lot with my new clients is this ability to be able to handle urges and how to handle what goes on in your mind when you want what you want, when you want a cookie so bad and it feels so strong. And you have one part of you saying, oh my God, I need to eat it. And then you have another part going, you shouldn't be eating it. You have two different thoughts going on at the same time. One saying yes and one saying no. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I want to talk to you about today. And the reason that I want to talk to you about it is, one, because of this group class that I'm having and what a concern it is for them and how much I'm helping them with what I'm going to tell you today. And also, I just had a session with one of my new clients who also brought up a question in a little bit of a different way that I also think is, number one, the way her mind is thinking about it. I've never thought about it like this before. So now, because of her questions, I've thought of another way to be able to teach it. And that's what I did with her today. And so that's what I want to do with you now. And that's what I'm going to do in my next group class is I'm going to teach what I'm teaching you now. You're actually going to get it before them. But if you're listening to it and you're in the group, you're going to get it again. You're going to get coached on it. But this is what I want to offer you is that when you have an urge, it's because you have a thought. And usually the thought goes something like this. Oh, I really want something sweet. Oh yeah, a cookie sounds so good right now. And then you have a thought like, you know you shouldn't be eating cookies. You know that you're going to gain weight if you eat cookies. You know you shouldn't be doing it. Just stop it. Don't eat it. And usually, many times, what happens is either you eat it because you give in to the thought that created the urge that I want something sweet, or you use a lot of willpower because you're screaming at yourself not to eat it. So those are usually the two opposing thoughts that I see all the time. So when I was talking to my new client today, and we were talking about a compelling reason for why she wants to do the work. So for those of you who've been listening to my podcast for a while, and for all of my new clients and for everybody that are in my groups, one of the things that I always discuss with them first is, what is your compelling reason for wanting to do this work? And I will tell you the two reasons that most people choose do not work. They're not compelling, which is weight loss and health. I know you want to lose weight and I know you want to be healthy, but it's just not compelling. So when I work very deeply on first sessions with my clients or even in groups on what is compelling about this for you that would make you, when you're in the middle of an urge, not want to go there. So with this client today, we did the exact same thing, and she came up with something that I thought was so brilliant that I wanted to share with you what she wanted her compelling reason to be. And this is what she said. She first asked me, Dr. Deb, do you think that when one is going through menopause that it makes your thoughts even crazier? It was such a great question. And so I thought about it for a while. And because the reason that she asked this is she said that because she thinks that now when she wants to eat and she doesn't want to eat, but she does want to eat, but she doesn't want to eat, she feels like her thoughts are so much louder in her head. The thoughts, yes, do it. The thoughts, no, don't do it. She thinks they're stronger. And she said she feels like she's going crazy now. And I said, but wasn't it always there before menopause? And she said, yeah, it always was, but she felt like she could handle it. She felt like she could still have willpower and lose weight. And now she says she feels like it's impossible because she can't handle the thoughts. She said, so how does that affect your brain, menopause? So that's one of the things that I want to talk about today, because what she ended up making her compelling reason was that she wanted to be able to have power over all her thoughts when it came down to eating, that she wanted to be at peace with her thinking. Now, this is how I told her that she could do it, because I think it could be compelling. Number one, when you're going through menopause, there is no doubt about it that because your hormones are imbalanced and because they are changing, your emotions are so much stronger. That means that whatever you've been thinking in the past about should I or shouldn't I want it, I don't want it, the emotions are twice as strong because of the transition of your hormones. So she's actually right. It is stronger and the emotions are stronger, but the thoughts have always been there. So here's the deal. What you want to now do about that is now you want to see that what has always been is just worse. Because what happens in menopause, I think that all that you see in menopause is everything that you've been doing, that you haven't been doing, that you wish you weren't doing. It's just all stronger. And now more than ever, you really are ready to stop it, which I think is a beautiful thing. And that's what I told her. Because she was saying menopause is driving me crazy because I can't handle my thinking. And she especially can't handle her thinking when it comes to urges. When her thought is eat it, don't eat it, don't eat it. They're so strong, she said, she feels like she's going crazy. Is that how you feel too? Do you feel like you're going crazy sometimes? Well, this is what I want to offer you. You're not. You're just becoming more aware of what has always been there. You're just becoming more aware of opposing thoughts. Thoughts that have always been there and may be there for a long time, even after I talk to you about this. But here's the thing. How do you handle the thoughts? The thoughts that are saying, no, don't do it. And the thoughts that are saying, yes, do it. Some people equate it to having, somebody on like the devil on one side and a spiritual guide on the other side. And it's like, well, who do I listen to? But really, all they are is just thoughts. The thoughts that have always been there. So maybe for you would like to have a compelling reason to do this work is you want to make peace with those thoughts. And one of the ways to do that, especially during menopause, is to be able to use your mind and to teach your mind how to become more of an observer of what it's seeing. So for instance, when you're thinking a thought, yeah, I really want it, it's not you. It's just a thought. And if you would be more, instead of being so connected to the thought that's creating a feeling, you start observing the thought that, oh, there's that thought. Oh, it wants a cookie. Oh, it wants something sweet. Or you see the other thought, no, don't eat it. No, it's bad for you. No, you're never going to be able to do it. You look at it as a thought without connecting it up to being you. It's just a thought. It's just thoughts and things that are going on in your mind that have been going on for a long time, and they're so strong, they run around in your mind without any type of power from you. But the way to start controlling and having power over these thoughts is first to notice that that's all they are, is their thoughts. You have lots of thoughts running around in your head every day, but certain thoughts you give more power to than others. Certain thoughts you've been using for 20 and 30 years, they almost feel like they're true. That when you think you want something sweet, you must. But actually, it's just a thought. It's just a neural pathway that's been running for so long, it feels like it's true. So here's what I told my client. I gave her a method for how to do this, knowing that all they are thoughts, knowing that all they are is trained thoughts, and knowing that thoughts can change, and also knowing that menopause does strengthen emotions, right? So any thought that you had just becomes stronger, which also gives you an opportunity to say, I'm over, I'm done, I don't want to do this anymore. That's why you want to make this the last time, right? It's like, I don't want to do this anymore. All right. So here's this method about how to handle these thoughts. And I really want you to think about it as I'm going through it. Maybe you will use it, knowing that you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. Now, here's what I want you to do the next time you're in a situation where there's a cookie or there's a donut. For me, it would be potato chips. What's actually going on? All right. So first, I want you to imagine that you're sitting down and you put both of your palms up. And just so you know, I'm a Martha Beck coach too. And this is one of the techniques that I used from being trained by Martha Beck that I still use to this day that I love. So, you can find more about it at Martha Beck, but I just want you to, I want to show you how you can use it immediately. So imagine that you're sitting down, or you are sitting down, and put both of your palms up. Now, in the left palm, I want you to imagine a little figure, and we're going to call it your wild child. And this wild child looks like you, only it's tiny, and it has like bear skins on, and the hair is dirty, and her face is dirty. This is your wild child. This is kind of like your primal brain. It's also like it's the most primal part of you, caveman-like, that wants what it wants when it wants it, right? And here's your wild child. She's standing on your palm on the left hand. Now, on your right palm, you have another small figure that looks like you, only this figure is dressed up in a military outfit, like a soldier, okay? And in this person's hands are whips and chains, all right? And we're going to call her the dictator. So in your left hand, you have the wild child, and in your right hand, you have the dictator, all right? Now, imagine that when you're in the middle of an urge, you have some thoughts that go, oh, I just want something sweet. Oh, go ahead and do it. Oh my gosh, you've been good all day. Imagine that this is the wild child talking to you. And just notice that you're watching her talking to you. Now, on the other hand, is your dictator who is also talking to you. And she's saying, you shouldn't do it. You're never going to be able to lose weight. You can't control yourself. You never have. And she's cracking the whips. But you are noticing these two symbols in your hands and you're watching them. You are not those two people. You are not those thoughts. You are the observer of watching this now. Now, here's the trick. Once you realize that you're observing, then you use what we call a loving kindness meditation. So we're bringing meditation into this now. And a loving kindness meditation is being able to say something kind to yourself or kind to somebody else with a few phrases. And I want to tell you what these 3 phrases are, and I want you to be able to repeat them to these 2 figures that are standing in the palms of your hand. I want you to say these 3 things, and you're saying it to these 2 figures. May you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you be free from suffering. Just like that. You're wishing them, may you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you be free from suffering. And you're going to notice that as you do this, you're going to learn that you're using the more observer part of your mind because you're watching these instead of being them. You're watching them. And it's almost like a way of being able to separate it out in your mind that you are not these people. You are not these thoughts. You are just the observer and you're wishing them well. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free from suffering. Now, the reason that you're wishing this to both of them is because the wild child just wants the best for you. She wants you to have what you want. And the dictator, same thing. The dictator is just trying to help you get what you want. And so all you're doing them is wishing them peace. May you be happy. May you be healthy. And may you be free from suffering. I want you to try that this week.
I hope it will help you bring peace to yourself the way it did for my client this morning when she asked me this question. And when what became compelling to her is she just wanted to be able to create more peace in her mind with these different thoughts that she thought was driving her crazy. The only reason it was driving her crazy is because she was thinking that she was her thoughts, and she's not. There's a million thoughts running around all the time up there. And we're training the thoughts that run around up there, the certain ones we like to use. And now what we're doing is we're becoming more the observer and less connected. So we're creating less emotion. So please try that. And if this doesn't help you, number one, become more peaceful, and most of all, become kinder to yourself. It's a way of accepting what you see and loving it and accepting it, being peaceful with it, being kind. Instead of yelling and screaming at them and saying, you're driving me crazy, you're saying, may you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you be free from suffering. I'm saying this to those two figures on my hand, and now I'm going to wish you the exact same thing. May you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you be free from suffering. And of course, please, 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 whatever else you do this week, be kind to yourself, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed this podcast with my wife, Dr. Deborah. I've enjoyed working with her and living with her. That's right, we work and live together for 40 years, more than 40 years. It's amazing how time flies. And it's been like a little tree growing in the yard, and now it's a big tree, our love. So I would like to invite you to correspond with Dr. Deborah. Go to iTunes, drdebbutler.com/iTunes. And you can review the show, and you can even give some helpful suggestions on what you would like to talk about in the future to accomplish your mindfulness and your journey into mindfulness. Thank you.